Hi everyone, this is Vinay MR. Today we can discuss about the topic use of civil engineering software for analysis. There are so many softwares available in the market for analysis and design purpose, mainly SAP, ETABS, StatPro, and also Autodesk Robot Structural Analysis from the company Autodesk. Shortly, we can call it as robot. In our laboratory, we are using this software. Student version is available freely in their website. This software is used for modeling, analysis, and designing various types of structures. It is having over 70 different country codes for material design, and also we can do linear analysis, non-linear analysis, also the dynamic analysis. Now I will move on to the linear analysis. First experiment is analysis of continuous beam 1. Our aim is to analyze the continuous beam by using Autodesk Robot Structural Analysis software. Here we are having one continuous beam, having hinge support here, roller, and hinge support. Here it is a fixed support, subjected to the load, uniformly distributed load of intensity 25 kN per meter, and here it is a 20 kN point load, and here uniformly varying load of intensity 30 kN per meter. We need to model this one and analyze the continuous beam. Final result will be we are getting deflected shape of this continuous beam, bending moment diagram, and also the shear force diagram. And now I will move on to the software Autodesk Robot Structural Analysis. Let us see that is. Yeah, now we are in the starting page of the robot analysis software. To start the new experiment, click on the new. We got one dialog box. Here so many options are available. This one is for building design. This is for frame 3D design. Here it is for truss. Our continuous beam is comes under frame 2D design. So click on this. We got the main menu of the software. Here we are having options. We can call it as menu. This one is file menu. To save the file, to open the new project, or to take the printout. This one for editing tool, for editing purpose, we can use this. And this is for view menu, geometry menu, and to apply the loads, load menu. And for the analysis purpose, we can use this analysis menu. This is for results, to get the results. This is for designing purpose, design menu. So like this, options are available. This one we can call it as a standard toolbar, and this we call it as a layout system. Here and here we are having shortcut keys of same file menu, geometry menu, and load menu. This area we can call it as graphic viewer or editor. This one is a object inspector. We are having a view cube to change the face of that. This one will be view manager to shifting between 2D and 3D views. If I click here, you can get the options. You can change the view from XZ plane to XY. It is in the XY plane. If I click on XZ, you got X and Z. I will close this. This is about the main page of the software. And also we are having ruler in the x-axis, also in the y-axis. Start from 0 positive values and also the negative value. Now I will move on to the primary settings of the main page. First we need to set the units. For that click on the tools, then units and formats in that. In this dialog box we need to set the units. First one is in the dimensions. Structural dimensions should be in meters. Section dimension should be in mm. The force should be in kilonewton, and the moment should be in kilonewton meter. By default it is already there. Click on OK. So we can see the units here also. The force should be in kilonewton and distance is in meter. So now we need to set the grid line. So for that, go for the view and go for the grid step definition. So in that, click on dx as 1 meter and dy as 1 meter, apply and close. So now we got, if I zoom in and zoom out, we can observe the ruler. Here we are having 0 and 1, 2 like this. We are also seeing y axis and x axis. So it is not y axis, it is z axis and x axis. Now we need to set the reference axis for our model. Our problem is here. It is having total length 10 meter. From A to B it is 3 meter, and for this point load from A it is 3 plus 1.7, 4.7 meter, and C point is at a distance 6 meter, and D is at a distance 10 meter from A. So in that main menu we need to set the axis of reference. For that, go for geometry and this symbol, axis definition. Same option is available here also. So if I click on this, we got one dialog box. Now we need to set the axis of reference. We start from 0, means x axis start with the 0, add, then we're having a 6 meter, 3 meter, 3, add, then it is 4.7, 4.7, add, then 6 meter, 6, add, then 10 meter, add. So we got all the positions, but in the z axis only one axis is enough. So 0, add. So close, apply, close. Now we got the reference axis. Let's start from 0. This is the 0 reference line. Then along the x-axis it is 3 meter here, and here to here it is 1.7. From here to here it is 3. So here to here it is 4. Totally we are having 5 reference lines in the x-axis and one reference line in the z-axis. Now I start the modeling by defining the material property and the cross section dimension. For that, click on geometry and click on the bars. The same shortcut key is available here also. So click on that. So we got one window. Now I need to provide the property of that beam. So here bar types we are having beam bar, column, beam, RC beam, column like this. Click on that RC beam. Then we need to define the section of this. So for a new section, you can click on this 3 dots. We got another window for a new section. The material should be concrete only, so we can define the cross section of that. So I will define it as 200 mm will be the width of that, and height should be in 450 mm. Like that I have given the cross section dimension. The label is BR 200 into 450. So I will add it and I will close here. So in this window, in the section property, it is already defined another one, BR 250 into 400. So now I defined BR 200 into 450. I will take this one. So now I will draw the beam. A to B is one beam, then B to C is the another one, and C to D is the another beam. Now after defining it, close it. So we got a beam with A to B, B to C, C to D. 1, 2, 3 are the members. If you want to give the numbering, click on this number menu. You will get the number of those members. It is not required. I will disable this one. Now I need to give the supports. In our problem we are having in support, roller, in support and fixed support. So for that support conditions, click on the geometry, then supports. In this window we are having already by default fixed, pinned and roller. Pinned is nothing but hinge, and roller fix is there. First one is our hinge support. So I will click on the pin. Pin is nothing but the hinge support, or you can delete the entire thing and define it by new only. Okay, I will show that one also. I will define this all supports, and I will click on new support reactions. If I name it as fixed, you can give it as fixed only, and fixed nothing but the reactions are ux, uy, and rz had. And if it is a support roller, it is having only one, that is uz, the reaction had. And if it is a hinge support, you can name it as hinge, and hinge support having two reactions ux and uz plus had, and close it. So now we got the same thing: fixed, hinge, and roller. Two reactions for hinge, roller one reaction, fixed three reactions. Now I will add the hinge support. Select this one and place it here. This is the hinge support, and here also we are having hinge support. Okay, I will click here. Is hinge support, and fixed support. Select that one and click this point. This is a fixed support, and here we are having roller support. Okay, and then close. Observe here. To see the supports, click here this point. In this shortcut it will visible the supports at the points. Observe here, this is a hinge support, roller, hinge, and fixed. We have defined the material property and also the supports. Now let's move on to the support loads. For apply the load, go for the loads and click on the load type. Here we are not considering the dead load, so directly move on to the live load. Okay, live load 1, then add it. Okay, then close it. So now move on to the loads. Now it is enabled all the values with the load definition, load table, all the things. So click on that load definition. Now we need to give the bar load. So for that, go for the bar in that. Then first one is the uniformly distributed load. So in that bar load is uniformly distributed load is here. So click on this. Okay, then the intensity of that load is 25 kilonewton per meter. It is in z axis actually. This is x axis. Along the z axis we need to apply. So I will provide minus 25, minus because it is going downward, minus 25, and just take the local coordinate system, then add. So place it here. It is applied. Then I need to apply the point load of intensity 20 kilonewton. So for that, in that bar only, so select this bar force. If I click on that, we got the window. Here we need to apply the bar force in kilonewton. It is also acting in the z axis only. It is acting in the z axis, so the value should be going downward. That's why it is a minus 20 kilonewton, and which is at a distance. Actually, the distance I need to give. Our distance is 1.7 meter from P support. That's why. So I will select it as 1.7 meter, and it should be of relative distance. So it is not relative; it should be absolute. So click on that add. So if I click on this bar, so it is subjected to the point load. Now I have uniformly varying load of intensity 30 kilonewton per meter. Now we are having a trapezoidal load is here. So click on that. In this here the load intensity is start from First is 0, and the maximum intensity level should be minus 25. No, it is not 25, it is 30. So I will make it as minus 30, okay. And the distance along the x-axis is 4 meter. Is it right? And it is also the absolute and should be of local had. So here you just place it on that beam. Yeah, it is subjected to the intensity of 30 kilonewton per meter. Then close it. So it is went out, but to see the load pattern also, we can click right click on the menu, go for the display. Here go for the loads and click on the load symbols and load values. This will make visible of that loads. Press apply and OK. Now you can see the intensity of the load. Here it is uniformly distributed load of intensity 25. Here it is 20 kilonewton point load. Here it is 30 kilonewton per meter. So we applied loads on the beam. Now the next part will be the analysis. So click on the analysis, then click on the calculations in that. Analysis part is over. Now we need to see the results. So for that go for the results. In that click on the diagrams for bars. So here in this window we are having NTM, deformation, stresses, reactions, like that options are there. First we need to see the reactions, so click on the reactions, then click on all. So Fx, Fz and My means the horizontal and the vertical and also the click on the descriptions to see the value, then apply, close. Now we can see the support reactions. If it is not visible, go for the view and the display, change the symbol size to 40, press apply, OK. Then we got the values as 34.52, 61.46, like this. These are the values of the supports reactions. Now we need to take the printout of this figure. So for that reason go for the edit. Before that I don't want this ruler in my printout. So for that go for the view, grids and turn off this ruler. Click on this. So ruler went out. Now go for the edit, file, screen capture. Then I will save it as continuous beam. And press on OK. So it is saved. Now I need to see the bending moment diagram and shear force diagram and also the deflection. So for that I need to remove these loads. It is visible on that beam itself. So I need to disable these values. For that I will click on, right click on the main menu, go for the display, same, go for the loads, disable these load symbol and load value, apply, then OK. Now move on to the results, diagram for bars. So in that reactions, so unselect the values F6, Fz and My, okay, then apply. So that is also disabled. Now I need to see the diagram of shear force. For that go for NTM. So now in that I need to see the shear force diagram. To see the shear force diagram, click on the Fz. This indicates the shear force, okay, and go for the parameters. So in that parameters, click on this text and differentiate, and also it is filled. So it should be selected text differentiated and failure should be selected. Press apply and close. So we got the values here. Okay, this one is minus 47.11, this one is 14.35, 34.52. These are the shear force values, shear force diagram I got. If you don't want the supports, just hide these things by clicking here. So it is a hide. Now I got the shear force diagram. This one also I need the printout. So for that, go for edit, file, a screen capture, then name it as shear force diagram, shear force diagram, and press OK. Now I need to calculate the bending moment diagram. For that, go for the results, diagram for bar, same. Then in that NTM, unselect this FZ force. For bending moment, click on the MI moment. This will be the bending moment diagram. So apply, close. So I got the values here like this. Okay, it is a positive bending moment. This one is negative. Okay, so like this I got the. So I need to take the printout of this one also. So for that, go for file, screen capture. Okay, then name it as bending moment diagram. So press. So after this, I need a deflected shape also. For that, go for results, same diagram for bars. Then unselect this MY moment. Then click on the deformation. Here we are having a deformation, so click on that, apply. Okay, then if you want extra deformation for bars, click on that one also, apply, and close here. So this is what the deformation shape. Okay, so to get this printout also, actually we are getting lesser deformation. So it is showing point something because the value is less than 1. So to get the exact value, go for tools, units and formula. So in that, uh, click on that other. In that the displacement, you can give some 3 digits. Press OK. So we get the values here, the values of that deformation shape. Okay. So these are all the displacement of that one. So to take the printout of that, go for the file, screen capture, and name it as deflected shape. Deflected shape. Click on the OK. So we got all the figures. Now we need to take the results in PDF file. So for that, go for file. Before that, we need to set the page setup manager. For that, go for page setup. So in that, it is A4 sheet. Then go for the margins. So next will be the header and footer. In that header, go for the edit. You can name it. Okay, name your author. You can write your name. Then so if you want to write the address, you just write that one, and you can name the file as continuous beam, and the project is SLab, software application lab, or you can name it as software application lab, and close this file. Then make it as save changes as. Then footer, if you want to change anything, just make it. It is date and page number. I don't want to change anything in that. So everything is okay. Don't select this title page and the table of content. If it is selected, just unselect these things. Only header and footer is enough. Press OK. Now click on the printout composition. Here we are having a screen captures, so we need to take these printouts. So click on all. So now all these things will come to this page. If I go for the preview, we will get the A4 sheet file. So in that, if you want to go for edit, if I click on the edit and click on this image, if you want to zoom in, just zoom it in that screen, then go for return to preview, so it will be visible clearly. Here also same thing, click on this image, zoom it to some extent, then go for return to preview, so it will be zoomed actually. In the next page, go for the next page. Here also we are having some figures. Click on this one, zoom it properly and return to this page. Here also same, click here, zoom it properly, return to the page. Yeah. After this, go for the print. To save this file in a PDF format, press OK. So you can save this file as in your respective folder or in your desktop. I will save it in desktop only, so I will name it as a continuous beam or beam. Press on save, then close this file. So if I close this and I will minimize this one, we have the PDF here. If I click on that PDF, yeah, I have the result like this. So file name is continuous beam software application lab. This is what the loading diagram and the reactions. This will be the shear force diagram, and this is a bending moment diagram, and here I have the deflected shape of the beam. So this will be the end of the first experiment. Thank you.